Welcome back, everyone. Rachel Barnhart here from News 8, the 4 o'clock anchor at WROC, filling in for Bob Lonsberry today. I'm so happy to be here. I saw this advertisement for the Little Theater. They're having a special screening of a movie that is a documentary about speed dating among older people in Rochester. And I was just so intrigued by that. So we asked the filmmaker to join us, Steve Loring. You're on the line. Thank you so much for joining us today, Steve. How are you?
Good morning, Rachel. I'm really well. Thank you.
Okay, so when did you do this film? How did this come about?
Well, the film was shot in Rochester a couple of years ago. It began. It was really just a personal journey the way it began, because I was looking for a topic, and my dad had passed away recently, and my mom was getting older. She was nearing 70 and didn't have really any emotional, intimate connection in her life anymore. And my uncle, who was in his 70s at the time and had never been even on a date in his whole life, suddenly met a woman, and he fell madly in love, like they were in high school again. You know, the whole 9 yards. The bedroom door was locked when I would come visit. And, you know, I started thinking that there's a lot going on in that generation. You know, people's hearts, people's desires are really not, the media doesn't pay much attention to it. It's mostly about Social Security and reverse mortgages when you get to that point in life. And so I was looking for a story about how do we look into that topic. And somebody had mentioned to me that down in Florida they had done a speed dating event for seniors. And as soon as I started talking to people about that, and they all started laughing hysterically at the idea, I thought, well, you know, what a great way into the story. What a great way in to kind of learn about what's in the hearts of that generation.
Now, do you have ties to Rochester?
Grew up in Rochester, grew up in Brighton. I mean, Rochester is really, it turns out, it's really a hotspot of research and kind of forward thinking about aging. And there's a bunch of organizations in town that kind of got behind this and decided it would be a great resource for the city, and put on an event and allowed me to embed myself in the process. So we follow the people who signed up from the time they signed up, you know, through the anticipatory stages into the event, when they open their results envelopes, and then actually follow some of the couples out on dates later to see just what life and love and dating is all about at that point in life. And everybody in the film, I should say, is 70 to 90 years old. So that was the goal of, that was the idea behind the event.
So it's called The Age of Love, and it's kind of it's a 78-minute documentary style movie. Can you give us some hints on whether there were any love connections?
I really shouldn't. I mean, it ruins the end of the movie, right?
Okay. All right. We'll have to see it. And what did you learn? Did you learn anything from making this?
I think, well, there's a lot of things that came out of it. I mean, when I went in to make the film, it wasn't like I'm going to sit people down and interview them, and it was like I would just follow people in their lives and see, you know, people don't have a voice really at that stage in life. We don't really pay attention to them all that much. So I wanted them to kind of guide me. It's not a movie about age. It's really a movie about love. And I found out that people really, you know, we think they change a lot. We think that once you're past 50 or 60, you're just grouped into old. But hearts are still very much alive. There's still a lot of hope. There's insecurities. There's, you know, when a 75-year-old woman opens up a results envelope from speed dating and bursts into tears because she didn't get the man that she hoped for, it's not that much different in high school. And that's really eye-opening to me.
Yeah, no, it sounds like a fascinating movie. So it's having its Rochester premiere on October 18th at the Little. There are 2 showings, one at 2, one at 6:30. You can get tickets on the Little Theater website. And I'm wondering, do you plan a wider release? I mean, if you can't make it to that screening, how are we going to see it?
The film is just beginning its launch into the world now, and our big goal is we're aiming for a Valentine's Day national community screening release. So we thought that would be a great day to start bringing some attention to what older people, love is not just about youth and romance and starting a family, but it's about keeping your heart really alive throughout your life. So we're trying to set up a screening in 8 or more senior-oriented communities in each state around the country and try to screen it for 40,000 people on Valentine's Day, and really, begin a conversation, get some media attention, and get the attention of people who hadn't thought about this before, or think it's kind of funny or silly, and go from there. And then we'll move out wider. So, that's the goal, is to tie in. It's not a movie about age; it's really a movie about love, and love is for everybody.
I love that message. And Steve, before we let you go, you said you're a Brighton native, but you don't live in Rochester anymore. So I'm assuming you're a filmmaker. That's what you do for your career?
I was a screenwriter for a long time. I wrote TV movies, kind of fictionalized, based on a true story, and I kind of got tired of the idea that nothing could be real, and so I went back to film school in New York and became a documentary filmmaker. And this is my first independent feature that I've done all by myself, and so I found a topic that meant a lot to me, and just tried to go from there. But I mean, my family still lives in Rochester, and I'm up there a lot. So it's a community that supported me a lot, and I'm really happy to share this with everybody. St. John's and Lifespan and MVP, a lot of local organizations have jumped in to become sponsors of this. So we're really excited to bring it to the community where it was born.
All right. Well, Steve Loring, The Age of Love is your movie. Thank you for joining us, and best of luck with this movie. And stay in touch with us. Let us know about this Valentine's Day thing. It sounds exciting.
Yes, it will be. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.